Welcome back to This Disaster in the Making, where three friends and I explore Final Fantasy XIV, or FUF as my girlfriend has taken to calling it. When we left off, the party and I were ready to take on the first real challenge of our journey together, the Dungeon of Satasha. This will be a challenge more harrowing than any previous task the main story quest had put before us. We had one major obstacle to overcome before we could enter the dungeon itself. It is one thing that is infuriating me. I can't figure out how to just sort all the shit that I'm carrying.
If you right click on an item and click sort, it should do it.
You all ready for this?
Oh, cool. Sick. The dungeon loomed ahead of us, goading us to delve deep into its moist depths and plunder its riches for our own. Honestly, I can't think of a better team to tackle this. The four of us, Eugene, Tom, Niall and myself, have been friends for years and have experienced raiding dungeons across Destiny, D&D and Divinity Original Sin 2 with great success and nary a misclick between us. Aside from our impressive experience pool, the three of them have the wrinkliest brains suited to processing game mechanics, whereas my smooth-brain DPS can click good. You'll never see a group more in sync than us. Easy access out of the area without having to backtrack. Once a boss is
I'll come back here.
Yeah, no, hang on, wait, I'm fucking figuring out how this works. If you're unfamiliar with the concept of a dungeon in an MMO, allow me to explain. It's essentially a small-scale raid on an enemy encampment or dangerous area to kill X or retrieve Y item. We're rocking into this place like first-world militaries rock into resource-rich third-world countries. At early levels, it makes for an excellent source of the two most coveted resources, experience and gear with higher numbers. My experience with dungeons come mostly from Destiny's strike and raid activities, and getting flamed in WoW dungeons for having the audacity to be a new player. Dungeons are sort of like low-tier raids. The beer can crushing tank takes point, because tanks are essentially darkness from Konosuba. The masochist tank lures mobs toward the thirst-trapping DPS, while our tank-simping healer brings up the rear. If the healer ever gets jumped by mobs, the DPS's tsundere instincts kick in and they leap in to save them from danger. Not that they like their healing or anything. After clearing out a bunch of sea creatures, a not a displacer beast jumped us. Oh hey! Oh hey! This was the first boss of the dungeon and we hosed him down like suds off the side of a car. This led straight to another room with a pirate captain and two of his crew. Our strategy remains the same, focus down the ads to maintain a stronger action economy. Then we gather around and bully the boss into submission. Not this guy though. This pirate captain went to the Joseph Joestar school of tactics and got the hell out of Dodge as soon as his mates were dead. This being our first dungeon together, we took our team and cleared out each room, leaving no stone unturned. We're not at that point where we're looking for optimal runs of dungeons, so don't judge us for this. While clearing out a side room, Niall commented,
"We actually know how to work together, which I'd say is probably a big..."
I feel I should remind you, once a boss is
I'll come back here.
Yeah, no, hang on. We learned three things from our experiences in Satasha. First, don't ever play this game in first person.
Oh Jesus! You know the way like so this skill I cast, right? Everything goes green.
Yeah?
Sorry about that.
It flashes. My screen flashes green. It's like an epileptic seizure level
Oh
shit.
god. Second, if you're new to the game, don't skip your training quests. For completing them, you get a ring that boosts your experience gains until you reach level 30. And it's not just level 30 on one class, it's level 30 on every class. So hang on to that shit. The third thing we learned was there's this bar in the top left corner of the screen, something called a limit break. During Satasha, we didn't use this, and we wouldn't make that mistake again. Once we finished dealing with the pit that is Satasha, we moved over to the Tamtara Deepcroft in the familiar Central Shroud. Well, that looks safe. Again, I have no idea why we're going down here, but while editing, I read the description. The Deepcroft is overrun by cultists. That's it. It's more cultists. Fresh off our victory in Satasha, and brimming with confidence, I RP walked into the Deepcroft like I owned the place, and not because I hit a walk key that I didn't know existed. Guys, help. I'm stuck in an RP walk. If you're ever confused as to whether or not your tank is ready to run the dungeon, just listen for this telltale sign. There we go. Okay.
Ow.
Thank you for that lovely audio.
I thought I turned my mic off. I apologize.
This is tank speak for I am snacking and I am ready to go. This jaunt through the Deepcroft was like walking through town, in that the place feels like a crypt because no one is around. The Deepcroft was generous with loot and experience, and we cranked out more than a level or two in those dingy depths. Committed to popping a limit break, we slapped the command into our hotbars, though it should be there by default, like the teleport and return spells, but whatever. Our stellar synergy continued. Niall ignored ads to open loot.
Treasure. Oh, we got a grimoire for an arcanist.
Niall?
Oh Jesus, I thought they're all dead. Sorry. What? I'm not used to things being behind me.
The loot goblin.
Eugene, our healer, grew frustrated with our stupidity, and the idiot DPSs ran ahead like a kid entering a Disney theme park for the first time. We kicked in the teeth of undead and insects alike, and touched a lot of balls. Once we touched enough balls as if Catholic teachings were real, this demon thing appeared to kill us. Deep underground, tentacle-faced. I wonder where we've seen you before, buddy.
High Baldur's Gate 3.
Ah, yeah.
Starting the fight, it took us a while to notice the constant invulnerable pings coming off this guy and the aptly named inconspicuous simps sustaining this walking fetish. And we agreed I would hold the honor of casting the first limit break in our Final Fantasy XIV journey. Like a rugby player representing his school in the Leinster School Senior Cup, I strode into the arena with pride, prepared to do my friends and my team proud. Limit break. Casting. That.
He was invulnerable.
Are you serious?
You didn't see like the 3 invulnerable tags that popped up?
I've never felt more cooked in my goddamn life than I did in this moment. Dungeon mechanics had finally reared their ugly head. How did this happen? Well, we pieced together the mechanics pretty quickly. Because this goddamn simp was using his purple beam of horseshit to grant invulnerability. Eat shit,
You leveled
boy.
up, dude.
My brains, my taste.
I want his hat. You bastard.
Anyway, we dusted this guy in short order, and I haven't been back to the Tamtara Deepcroft since, and I don't intend to. We did see the aftermath of an NPC party that ventured into the Deepcroft before us. This woman's party left her for dead in Gridania because she was the healer, and the tank who was her husband died. Oh, that's really sad. The healer from earlier whose party threw her out. She's just showed up in Ulda and is telling me that that the guy who died was actually her fiance, and that he thought really highly of us. And she's like, I don't know who the fuck he was.
I'm sorry, I skipped your cutscene.
Yeah.
I literally didn't know you're being bullied in the first place.
No, genuinely, like, it was like watching a fucking friend group break up because a raid went wrong, you know? It was fucking, it tugged at my heartstrings. Well, it would have if I had any.
Switch.
We can't be developing feelings now.
There's no room for feelings in an MMORPG.
There's only anger.
This is a fucking RP server, mate. No, get the fuck out of here. I decided to start again as an adventurer. I will go back to the village of my birth and begin my training anew. What, you weren't an adventurer before? Do you just fucking tag along? Are you like the DM's girlfriend who wants to play? I'm sure we won't be seeing her again. While in Ul'dah, a potato told us to go to some place called the Waking Sands in Vesper Bay to talk to some people who go by the name Scions of the Seventh Dawn, who sound edgy as fuck. I'm sure this is just another pit stop on our campaign to beat A Realm Reborn's main story quest. I can imagine we'll only visit this place once or twice given how small the settlement is and its total lack of an ether shard. But the Scions can wait. We had another dungeon to roll into near Ul'dah, a little old place called Copper Bell Mine. The giants in the mine look like Andre, the Dark Souls smith, and smash through walls to surprise you like the Kool-Aid guy.
Currency for goods and services.
Whoa, what was that? Oh, shit nuts. Oh, he's coming out. Oh, he's pissed.
Hi, buddy.
Surprisingly, my Halo PTSD began to kick in when we blew up a wall and stumbled across this thing. With our limit break gauge full, we discussed who should have the honour of dropping the limit break on Gygas the Great.
Actually, yeah, Dan used his opportunity to limit break, so we need to pass it around.
That's fair, that's fair. I accept
No,
this.
yes, but also whatever's the most optimum. And generally on single bosses, your melee ability for single damage, rather than my straight line pingers.
We decided it would fall to me, not out of pity for my earlier fumble, but because my melee limit break was optimal for single target damage against a boss. The shame of my recent fuck up was fresh on my mind. I had to make it up to the party and to myself. You see, I don't believe I'm good at MMOs. My gaming strength lies in clicking heads and hitting things until they die. The mechanics of MMOs and most stat-heavy games, frankly, they scare me. So this moment, it held weight for me. I needed to be good at this. I needed to contribute to our success, not just my own. The days of being concerned about my own KDR are now far behind me. My friends, they know the mechanics. They know them well. The least I can do with my feeble DPS brain is kill things. While I still grapple with the breadth of mechanics in this game, all I can do is hit things.
Pull the trigger down.
Okay. Casting. And if that's all I can do, then I need to do it well. After reviewing the end of my last video, I decided scripting the ending might be a good call, because to be honest with you, I felt I sounded like a giddy 8-year-old who just snorted a pixie stick. But some people kind of like the giddiness, so I'm gonna see if I can find some sort of middle ground there as I kind of feel this whole YouTube gig out. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do consider giving it a like. Consider subscribing. There's also a notification bell which you can touch if you like. It's there. You can just give a little ding. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video, and if you want to see more of me, you can find me on Twitch on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and on the weekends. And don't forget to wash your hands.